To publish this confession after you wring it from me, I would lose my earthly kingdom.
And if I did surprise you and publish it, how long would it be until you lost your kingdom?
Just long enough for one generation of children to grow into understanding. You cannot take the adults from me. I have them too securely sewed up. But if you published this confession, it would be sufficient to keep me from gaining control of the yet unborn and those who have not yet reached the age of reason. You wouldn't dare publish what I have told you about the religious leaders. They would crucify you.
I thought the savage practice of crucifixion went out of style 2,000 years ago.
I don't mean crucifixion on a cross. I mean social and financial crucifixion. Your income would be shut off. You would become a social outcast. Religious leaders and their followers alike would treat you with scorn.
Suppose I should choose to throw in my lot with the select few who make a pretense of using their own minds rather than fear the masses who do not. The masses of whom you claim 98%.
If you have courage enough to do this, you will crimp my style.
Why do you lay claim to no scientist? Don't you like scientists?
Oh, yes. I like all people well enough. But true scientists are out of my reach.
Why?
Because they think for themselves and spend their time studying natural laws. They deal with cause and effect. They deal with facts wherever they find them. But do not make the mistake of believing scientists have no religion. They have a very definite religion.
What is their religion?
The religion of truth. The religion of natural law. If the world ever produces an accurate thinker with ability to fathom the deeply buried secret of life and death, you can be sure that science will be responsible for the catastrophe.
Catastrophe to whom?
To me, of course.
Let's get back to the subject of hypnotic rhythm. I want to know more about it. Is it something like the principle through which people can hypnotize one another?
It is precisely the same thing. I have already told you so. Why do you repeat your questions?
That is an old worldly custom of mine, Your Majesty.
Be careful.
For your enlightenment,
Remember, truth
I will
of
tell you, I
criticism
am forcing you to
affects you
repeat many of your
specifically, does it
statements
not?
for the sake of emphasis.
The whip.
I'm also trying to see if I can catch you in a lie. Don't dodge the issue. Get back to hypnotic rhythm and tell me all you know about it. Am I a victim of it?
Yes.
Not now, but you barely missed falling into my web. You drifted toward the whirlpool of hypnotic rhythm until you discovered how to force me into making this confession.
Yes,
Then I lost control of you.
How interesting. You are not trying to recapture
Yes,
me
tell
through
the truth.
flattery, are you?
That would be the best bribe I can offer you. It is the bribe I used on you effectively before you got the upper hand of me.
With what did you flatter me?
With many things. Chief among them, sex and the desire for self-expression.
Bligga, bligga.
What effect did your bribes have on me?
What fame and
They
fortune?
caused you to neglect your major purpose in life and started you to drifting.
Was that all you did to me through your bribes?
That was plenty.
But I am back on the track and out of your reach now, am I not?
Yes, you are temporarily out of my reach because you are not drifting.
But what broke your spell over me and released me from the habit of drifting?
My answer may humiliate you. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Go ahead and give it to me, Your Majesty. I wish to learn how much truth I can stand.
When you found a great love in the woman of your choice, I lost my grip on you.
So you are going to accuse me of hiding behind a woman's skirts, are you?
No, not hiding. I wouldn't put it that way. I would say you have learned how to give yourself a solid background with the embellishment of a woman's mind.
The woman's skirt has nothing to do with it, then.
No, but her brain does. When you and your wife began to combine your two brains through your habit of masterminding every day, you stumbled upon the secret power with which you forced me into this confession.
Is that the truth, or are you trying to flatter me again?
I could
Both.
flatter you if I had you alone, but I cannot flatter you while you have the use of your wife's mind.
I'm beginning to catch on to
Angels.
something important.
call
I'm
upon
beginning to
the
understand
protection
what
of
was
my
meant by the
guardians. I
writer
call
of that
upon the
passage in the
protection
Bible, which
my
says
guardians.
substantially, when two or more meet together and ask for anything in my name, it shall be granted.
Jesus'
It is
name.
true, then, that two minds are better than one.
It is not only true, it is necessary before anyone can continuously contact the great storehouse of infinite intelligence, wherein is stored all that is, all that ever was,
The Akashic
and all
records.
that can ever be.
Is there such a storehouse?
Akasha.
If there had not been, you would not, could not, now be humiliating me with this silly forced confession.
Isn't it dangerous to give this sort of information to the world?
Sure, it is dangerous to me. If I were you, I would not give it out.
Let us get back now
Sympathy
to
for
the
the devil,
technique
remember.
through which you fasten on your victims the habit of drifting. What is the very first step a drifter must take to break the habit?
A burning desire to break it. You, of course, know that no one can be hypnotized by another person without his willingness to be hypnotized. Neither can nature place one under the spell of hypnotic rhythm without his willingness to be hypnotized. The willingness may
That's
assume
not
the
true.
form of indifference toward life generally,
Okay.
lack of ambition, fear, lack of definiteness of purpose, and many other forms. Nature does not need one's consent in order to place him under the spell of hypnotic rhythm. It needs only to find him off guard
Connotative
through any
divergence.
form of neglect to use his own mind. Remember this. Whatever you have, you use it or you lose it. All successful attempts to break the habit of drifting must be done before nature makes the habit permanent through hypnotic rhythm.
As I understand you, hypnotic rhythm is a natural law through which nature fixes the vibration of all environments. Is that true?
Yes. Nature uses hypnotic rhythm to make one's dominating thoughts and one's thought habits permanent. That is why poverty is a disease. Nature makes it so by fixing permanently the thought habits of all who accept poverty as an unavoidable circumstance. Through this same law of hypnotic rhythm, nature will also fix permanently positive thoughts of opulence and prosperity. Perhaps you will better understand the working principle of hypnotic rhythm if I tell you its nature is to fix permanently all habits, whether they are mental or physical. If your mind fears poverty, your mind will attract poverty. If your mind demands opulence and expects it, your mind will attract the physical and financial equivalents of
The law of
opulence.
manifestation.
This is in accordance with an immutable law of nature.
Yes.
Did the writer of that sentence in the Bible, "Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap," have in mind this law of nature?
He could have nothing else in mind. The statement is true. You can see evidence of its truth in all human relationships.
And that is why the man who forms the habit of drifting through life must accept whatever life hands him. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Life pays the drifter its own price on its own terms.
Paradoxical.
The non-drifter makes
So one
life
who has
pay
the
on his
destination
own
will certainly find
terms.
himself-
Doesn't the question of morals enter into what
And
one
one
gets
who
from life?
drifts
To be
will
sure,
find
but
themselves-
only for the reason that one's morals have an influence on one's thoughts. No one can collect what he wants from life merely by being good, if that is what you want to know.
No, I guess not. I see what you mean. We are all where we are and what we are because of our own deeds.
No, not exactly. You are where you are and what you are because of your thoughts and your deeds.
Then there is no such reality as luck, is there?
Emphatically no. Circumstances which people do not understand are classified under the heading of luck. Back of every reality is a cause. Often the cause is so far removed from the effect that the circumstance can be explained only by attributing it to the operation of luck. Nature knows no such law as luck. It is a man-made hypothesis with which he explains away things he does not understand. The terms luck and miracle are twin sisters. Neither of them has any real existence except in the imaginations of people. Both are used to explain that which people do not understand. Remember this. Everything having a real existence is capable of proof. Keep this one truth in mind, and you will become a sounder thinker.
Which is more important, one's thoughts or one's deeds?
All deeds follow thoughts. There can be no deeds without their having first been patterned in thought. Moreover, all thoughts have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical counterpart. One's dominating thoughts, that is, the thoughts one mixes with the emotions, desire, hope, faith, fear, hate, greed, enthusiasm, not only have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical equivalent, but they are bound to do so.
That reminds me to ask you to tell me more about yourself. Where, in addition to the minds of people, do you dwell and operate?
I operate wherever there is something I can control and appropriate. I have already told you I am the negative portion of the electron of matter.
Yes.
I am the explosion in lightning. I am the pain in disease and physical suffering. I am the unseen general in warfare. I am the unknown commissioner of poverty and famine. I am the executioner extraordinary at death. I am the inspirer of lust after the flesh. I am the creator of jealousy and envy and greed.
I am you.
I am the instigator of fear.
And you are me.
I am the genius who converts the achievements of men of science into instruments of death. I am the destroyer of harmony in all manner of human relationships. I am the antithesis of justice. I am the driving force in all immorality. I am the stalemate of all good. I am anxiety, suspense, superstition, and insanity. I am the destroyer of hope and faith. I am the inspirer of destructive gossip and scandal. I am the discourager of free and independent thought. In brief, I am the creator of all forms of human misery, the instigator of discouragement and disappointment.
And you do not call that cold and cruel?
I call that definite and dependable.
Yep. Good.
The world depression broke up the habits of men everywhere and redistributed the sources of opportunity in all walks of life on an unprecedented scale. The drifter's pet alibi, with which he tries to explain away his undesirable position, is his cry that the world has run dry of opportunities.
The blame game.
Non-drifters do not wait for opportunity to be placed in their way. They create opportunity to fit their desires and demands of life.
Are non-drifters smart enough to avoid the influence of hypnotic rhythm?
No one is smart enough to dodge the influence of hypnotic rhythm. One could just as easily avoid the influence of the law of gravity. The law of hypnotic rhythm fixes permanently the dominating thoughts of men, whether they be drifters or non-drifters. There is no reason why a non-drifter would want to avoid the influence of hypnotic rhythm, because that law is favorable to him. It helps him convert his dominating aims, plans, and purposes into their physical replicas. It fixes his habits of thought and makes them permanent. Only the drifter would wish to dodge the influence of hypnotic rhythm.
For the better portion of my adult life, I've been a drifter. How did I manage to escape being swept into the whirlpool of hypnotic rhythm?
You haven't escaped. The major portion of your dominating thoughts and desires since you reached adulthood has been a well-defined, definite desire to understand all the potentialities of the mind. You may have drifted on thoughts of lesser importance, but you did not drift in connection with this desire. Because you did not drift, you are now recording a document which gives you exactly what your dominating thoughts demanded of life.
Why doesn't your opposition use hypnotic rhythm to make permanent one's higher thoughts and nobler deeds? Why does your opposition permit you to use this stupendous force as a means of entangling people in a web of evil, spun by their own thoughts and deeds? Why does your opposition not outwit you by binding people with thoughts which build and lift them above your influence?
The law of hypnotic rhythm is available to all who will use it. I make use of it more effectively than does my opposition because I offer people more attractive bribes to think my sort of thoughts and indulge in my sort of deeds.
In other words, you control people by making negative thinking and destructive deeds pleasing to them. Is that correct?
That is the idea exactly.
I've often wondered why your opposition, what we Earthbound call
Freeze.
God, does not...
Freeze. 13243. Noted. 1, 4, 3. No, 1. Let's see. Look. Careful, devil's in detail. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I did it again. Ooh. 1, 3, 2. Let's do this. Remember how? That's hilarious. All right. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3. Okay. 1. Go clean.
Not annihilate you. Can you tell me why?
Because the power is as much mine as his. It is as available to me as to him. That is what I have been trying to get over to you.
It's a balance.
The highest power in the universe can be used for constructive purposes, through what you call God. Or it can be used for negative purposes, through what you call the devil. And something more important still, it can be used by any human being just as effectively as by God or the devil.
You make a far-reaching claim. Can you prove your claim?
Yes, but it would be better if you proved it for yourself. The devil's word is not worth much among your earthbound sinners. Neither is God's word. You fear the devil and refuse to trust your God. Therefore, you have but one source available through which you may appropriate the benefits of universal power. And that is by trusting and using your own power of thought.
But
This is the direct
even if
road
they
to the
can
universal storehouse of infinite intelligence. There is no other
quite the
road
paradox
available
of
to any human being.
unsuccessfulness.
Why have we Earthbound not found the
I haven't accepted you and led you off the path by planting in your minds thoughts which destroy your power to use your minds constructively.
This creates an
I
obstacle
have
to be
made it
overcome,
attractive
and therefore
to
it
you to use
creates
the
a
power of
higher
infinite intelligence to
output
attain
or yield.
negative ends.
It is
through
the
greed,
evolution of the consciousness
avarice, lust, envy,
through
and hatred.
the opposition of
Remember,
a negative
your
or
mind attracts
parallel
that which your mind dwells upon.
in the
To divert
singularity.
you away from my opposition, I had only to feed you on thoughts helpful to my cause.
If I understand what you're saying, you're admitting that no human being need fear the devil or worry about how to flatter God.
That is it precisely. This admission may put a crimp in my style, but I have the satisfaction of knowing it may also slow down my opposition by sending people direct to the source of all power.
In other words, if you cannot control people through negative bribes or fear, then you wish to kick over the entire apple cart and show people how to go around God. Are you by any chance in politics too? Your technique seems frightfully familiar.
Am I in politics? If I am not in politics, who do you believe starts depressions and forces people into wars? Surely you would not lay this at the door of my opposition. As I have already
Master
told
of the
you,
puppets is a
I have
Pokemon
allies in
spray.
all walks of life to help me in connection with all human relationships.
Why don't you take over the churches and use them outright in your cause?
Do you think I am a fool?
Oh.
Who would keep alive the fear
He
of the
does.
devil if I subdued the churches?
Just like
Who
every
would
cop
serve
is
as
a criminal
decoy
and
to attract
all the
the
sinners
attention of people
saints.
while I manipulate
You can
their
just call me
minds if I did
Lucifer
not have some
because I'm in need of
agency
some
through which to sow the
restraints.
seeds of fear and doubt. The cleverest thing I do is to use the allies of my opposition.
Therefore,
to keep
all the
fear of
sinners
hell
are the
burning in
church
minds of
elders,
people.
And
As long
all
as
of the
people
saints
fear
are
something,
the beggars
no
on the
matter
street.
what,
The
I will
meek
keep
shall
a grip
inherit
on
the
them.
earth.
I'm beginning to see your scheme. You use the churches to plant the seed of fear
flips
and
mirrors.
uncertainty and
The devil is an
indefiniteness
excellent
in the
mirror
minds
flipper.
of people. These negative
Now you
states
see
of
it, now you
mind
don't.
cause people to form the habit of drifting. This habit crystallizes into permanence. Is that right? Hypnotic rhythm, then, is something to be watched and respected.
A better way of stating
It
the
is a
truth
gun,
is that
a
hypnotic
loaded
rhythm
gun.
is something to be studied, understood, and voluntarily applied to attain definite desired ends.
Exactly.
If the force of hypnotic rhythm is not voluntarily applied to attain definite ends, may it be a great danger?
Yes.
Now, 13624. What needs to be noted in this conversation before it continues is the concept of dualism when given to the same voice. It's like when you have to see who is singing, but you can't see them, you can only hear their voice or something. Maybe it's the opposite of that. But yeah, there needs to be, the devil can also be the interviewer. The devil is not a particular source, it's an energy that comes over a person. So remember that the devil is in the details. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. The devil wears Prada. And also, anyways, that's inhale to the green. Now let's see. This is a good example moving forward. Persona. Boom. This uses color or diagram in order to display dualistic properties as they are within consciousness. So as the thing flips back and forth, imagine that they are both being sung from the same voice. Okay? There we go. And this is highlighted. This could be coming out of one person. But as you can see, there's two energy bodies represented on the television. This is the self and the shadow, or the overman in the shadow.
One thing that I'm sure of is that you got a pretty to survive this nonsense, no boy. Line for the south town and getting good from the Boston Drum Street, then a back to Star and Make us to get way down and a feeling
people, this is screw slow. No dirty rapper, one man, I see no let us alone. For power, no shit, just the quiet, cause it keep rolling, 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 shining, 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 now I'm up. Just so I don't want this solo, travel life like Marco Polo. You wanna live such as local, I wanna go down this is Sojo. I'm really spinning the wall, I'm proud, I don't care, I don't want.
Played on, and I'm not in the same predicament. Every time you give up, my friend. Don't listen to it.
Wait, it's never certain. So strong when I can turn around the face. I'm never going to give up. Break out of the east. Please don't let you put up. Ain't gonna last for much
These are opposing forces as represented by blue, red, or masculine and feminine as they are present within the dominion of the mind or within the mental cloud. They are omnipresent within voice, but as you can see, they are diametrically opposed and represent a system that is dualistic or parallel within an inverse relationship. When it has an inverse relationship to one another. So as one goes up, the other goes down. That is why Taoism in the middle path, the Tao, is the form to nirvana, or it is to find balance, it is to find the middle way, and it is to be the Mercury in the center of the infinity symbol. It is to bring to balance, and therefore to find peace and to transcend from a cycle of suffering. My goodness. I know, right? Here is another example. As above, so below. However, we have, once again, an inverse relationship within a paradox in the cloud that is the mental field, or the mental cloud. It would come through the same mind, the same voice, and would be done so fast that one would be almost not privy to it, but it would formulate the intuition. This is to battle the chaos within oneself in order to acquire the divinity that is a God-given inheritance to man. Sitting here all day and Lisa Window, I begin to rot. This night so blessed, abundance. I feel everything. I'm weightless. It's the only way to get to truth is to refute. The negation of self is the proclamation to a better middle way, a path in which you can. You turn the pain into a screamer. Instead of the man. I know, right? It is a little bit, but just let me be consider. Oh, you should be I'm never let it go. I closed the door, but I opened the window. Oh. Proclamations. When examining two sides of the coin, one must find balance in order to achieve what it is within the center of the Venn diagram. And so consciousness evolves and permeates from bipartisanship or dualistic systems. However, the middle path is the three that is formulated from the two. Where there's two, there's three, and it creates a pyramid. On the top of that reach, you will find, like the Cro-Magnon man went to the Homo sapien, went to the Homo sapien sapien, you shall find the evolution of the Homo erectus at the top of such pyramid of the mind. As above, so below. The middle way. Middle way's gay, yep. Middle way's gay, middle way's gay.
And I have changed all but you. You remain ageless. I turned around and the water was closing all around. Like a cloud, like the love finally found me, and I knew in the crystalline night
It's open to interpretation.
I
have to be like dreams that can't come true. Don't fall from your cheeks anymore. Here's the devil in the details. Not sure, but there is needless of them. Help from above. With the right guidance.
Don't sleep through dreams. Can't come true. No more tears. Just drop on your cheeks anymore. You want me to cry for greatness. Believe in me that you don't need to suffer from anything. Don't let go. No more tears. Just drop on your cheeks anymore. You want me to cry for greatness. Believe in me that you don't need to suffer from anything. How did I live in the lonely? And people who say things that don't really mean me.
manifested qualities to my personality that are specific, almost like a remains of know what it would be. For instance, I always get a line or two out of the song. I always if there's a proudly as a
Try
dad.
cheesy crispy Ritz cheese crispers.
Hide your daughters, your
Conscience is present and God is tends to weave in a foul disposition. Hide your daughters, your firstborn son.
Precious souls I have collected back down to the ages.
The world is turned upside down, and therefore it shall rain fire to the heavens or to above, and it shall, the waterfall of life shall baptize the flames of hell.
You are pouring water on the fires of hell. The responsibility is yours, not mine.
The world turned upside down.
That any human being who can be definite in his aims and plans can make life hand over whatever is wanted.
That is a broad claim, Master. Do you wish to tone it down?
Oh my goodness, I would never do such a thing in the face of opposition.
When you hear what I now have to say, you will understand why the principle of definiteness is so important.
You can never touch them toes.
Opposition uses a clever little trick to cheat me of my control.
Center of the dance floor, a 2 key for your bung hole and your bung hole, let bung go.
Definiteness of purpose
Give a little
closes the door of one's
It's
mind.
okay. Oops, my city just skipped and everyone just heard me. Let me whip now.
Use one to form the habit of thinking.
Why doesn't your opposition give your secret to all people by telling them to avoid you through definiteness of purpose?
Fear.
You've already admitted that
Fear
2 out of
increases
every
when you have more
100
to lose.
people belong to your opposition.
Because I am more clever than my opposition.
Give it.
I draw people away from definiteness with my promises.
Give it.
You see, I control more people than my opposition because I am a better salesman and a better showman. I attract people by treating them liberally of the thought habits in which they like to indulge.
Is definiteness of purpose something with which one must be born or
Things that
is
they
required?
Everyone, as I have mentioned before, is born with the privilege of being definite, but 98 out of every 100 people lose this privilege by slipping on it. The privilege of definiteness can be maintained only by adopting it as a policy.
Don't sleep.
One is guided in all
Your dreams that can come true.
Oh, I see. One takes advantage of the principle of definiteness, just as one may build a strong physical body through constant, systematic use. Is that it?
You have stated the truth clearly.
Psychic push-ups.
Now I think we are getting somewhere, Your Majesty.
The mental.
We have at long last found a starting point from which all who become self-determining in life must take action. We have discovered from an astounding confession that his greatest asset is man's lack of caution, which enables you to lead him into the jungle of indefiniteness through simple bribes. We have learned, beyond the question of doubt, that anyone who adopts definiteness of purpose as a policy and uses it in all of his daily experiences cannot be induced to form the habit of drifting. Without the aid of the drifting habit, you are powerless to attract people to his promises. Is this correct?
I couldn't have stated the truth.
What shows his opposition? If you powerless and shows
Describe how people neglect their privilege of being free and self-determining through indefiniteness and drifting.
you don't want to respond to the devil.
Reference to this
You
principle.
just want to
But I will now go
be
into
able
more
to discern
details
who
into how the principle works. I shall have to begin at the time of birth. When a child is born, it brings with it nothing but a physical body representing the evolutionary results of millions of years of ancestry.
nature.
Its mind is a total blank.
Are you ready
When
for
a child
music,
reaches the
Sweetness
age of consciousness
Night?
and begins to recognize the objects of its surroundings, it begins also to imitate them.
Maren Morris, Post Malone, and
Its
Taylor.
habit. Naturally, the child
Conditioning.
imitates, first of all, its parents. Then it begins to imitate its other relatives and daily associates, including its religious instructors and school teachers.
Sociological.
The imitation extends not merely to physical expression, but also
Only
to thought
Verizon gives you
expression.
more of the best.
If a child's
5G
parents
from
fear
America's
and
most reliable
express that
network.
fear within range of the child's
More of the
fear,
entertainment you
the
love.
child
And the
picks up
phone
the
you want
fear through
on
the
us.
habit of imitation
All starting at
and
just
stores it away
$35.
as part
Only
of its
from
subconscious
Verizon.
stock of beliefs.
If you be careful what you
If
feed
the
your mind, you are what
child's
you eat.
instructor expresses any form of fear like me, that fear is added to the similar fear passed to the child by its parents.
It is planted in the garden.
Forms of negative imitation are stored away in the subconscious mind to be drawn upon and used by me later in life.
Until God or Jesus comes, uproots those
To
weeds,
limit its power of thought,
and then
like
fruits
killing
off into
mind,
a beautiful flower.
hatred, greed, lust, revenge, and all the other negative impulses of thought which destroy all possibility of definiteness. Meanwhile, I move in and induce the child to drift until I find its mind through hypnotic rhythm.
And I don't understand from your remarks that you have to gain control of people while they are very young or lose your opportunity with them altogether.
I prefer to claim them before they come into possession of their own life. Once a little
But they don't have a vantage point to know the difference.
he becomes positive and difficult to subdue.
He becomes the devil and knows
I
not.
cannot control any human being who discovers and uses the principle of definiteness.
Is the habit of definiteness a permanent protection against your control?
No, not by any means. Definiteness closes the door of one's mind to me only as long as that person follows the principle as a matter of policy.
Non-hypocrisy.
Once any person hesitates, procrastinates, or becomes indefinite about anything, he He is just one step removed from my control.
There's a trick right there. That's not him.
What has definiteness to do with one's material circumstances? I want to know if one may acquire power through definiteness of purpose without inviting destruction through the law of compensation. No question limits my limitations because there are so few people in the world who understand, and there have been so few in the past who understood how to use definiteness of purpose without attracting to themselves the negative application of the law of compensation. Here you are forcing me to disclose one of my most prized tricks. I am bound to tell you that I eventually reclaimed
I'll be out in a second.
all who escaped me temporarily through definiteness of purpose. The reclamation is made by filling the mind with greed for power and the love of egotistical expression until the individual falls into the habit of violating the rights of others. Then I step in with the law of compensation and reclaim my power. So I see from your viewpoint that definiteness of purpose may be dangerous in proportion to its possibility as a power. In fact, it's and once again, every principle of good carries with it the seed of an equivalent danger. That is hard to believe. But what danger, for example, can there be in the habit of love or truth? The danger lies in the word habit. All habits, save only that of the love of definiteness of purpose, may lead to the habit of truthfulness. Love which appears and lets it assumes the proportion of definite pursuit of truth may become similar to all other good intentions. You know, of course, what I do with good intentions. Love for oneself is also dangerous. The love for anything or anyone, save only the love of definiteness of purpose, may become dangerous. Love is a state of mind which beclouds reason, saps willpower, and blinds one to facts and truth.
Yes, it does. It makes one a
Everyone
dancer.
who becomes self-determined and gains
Intuitive.
spiritual freedom to think his own thoughts
Beautiful.
must examine carefully every emotion that seems even remotely related to love. You will be surprised to know that love is one of my most effective symbols. With it, I lead into the habit of drifting those whom I can attract with nothing else. That is why I have placed it at the head of my list of prize. Show me what any person loves most, and I will have my cue as to how that person
It's
can
like
be
a
used to
heartbeat
drift
that
until I bind
drives
him
you
with hypnotic rhythm.
mad.
Love and fear
It's all a
combined give me the
memory
most
of
effective
what
weapons
you
with which I induce people to
had.
drift.
If you clutch to life, you will surely lose
And
it.
what you love.
Both
If you
have the
surrender,
effect of causing people to neglect to develop
the
definiteness
mother
in the use of their
shall
own
inherit
minds.
life
Give me
abundant.
control over a
what you
person's
love.
fears and tell me what he loves most, and you may as well lock that person down as my slave.
Not at all.
Both love and fear are emotional forces of such stupendous potency that either may completely set aside the power of will and the power of reason. Without will and reason, there is nothing left to support definiteness of purpose.
Love and war.
But, Your Majesty, life would not be worth living if people never felt the emotion of love.
You are right as far as your reasoning goes,
When
but you
you
neglected to add that love should be under one's definite control at all times. Of course, love is
This is why all of the slaves in our society think that they are free, and all of the lovers don't realize that it's the beauty of divine love I have probably only felt love through the medium, like a beam of light goes through the prism of the glass and formulates a rainbow on the surface of a rock. The love that I know is far from what love is, and so
I keep my visions to
people that think they're in
myself.
freedom, and they find that they're being dangled by invisible strings from heaven, or as above said below. Be careful when listening and formulating subconscious. And these are all seeds. Some will fall on fertile soil, others will rot. Just always be careful what you feed yourself, but great responsibility comes
the design of a state of mind, but it also is a creative, which may, in the tropics, she creates trees which bear fruit and reproduce themselves. She forces the trees to adjust themselves to the scorching sun. She forces them to put out leaves suitable for protection against the rays of the sun. These same trees could not survive if removed to the Arctic regions, where nature has established an entirely different climate. In the colder climate, she creates trees which are adjusted to survive and to reproduce themselves, but they could not survive if transplanted in the tropical regions. In the same manner, nature clothes her animals. giving to those in each different climate a covering suited to their comfort and survival in that climate.
Adaptation of
In a similar manner, nature forces upon the minds of men the influences of their environment, which are stronger than the individual's own thoughts. Children are forced to take on the nature of all influences of those around them, unless their own thoughts are stronger than the influences. Nature sets up a definite rhythm for every environment, and everything within the range of that rhythm is forced to conform to it.
And rhythm is a
Man
dance.
alone has the power to establish his own rhythm of
The
thought.
soul's companion, and you can feel it everywhere.
Privilege we feel like hypnotic rhythm has forced upon the influences of his environment. Every home, every place of business, every town and village, and every street and community center has its own definite discernible
Rhythm isn't dancing. It's called culture.
Take a walk up Fifth Avenue in New York.
And
then
there's
down the
state and
street
federal.
slums. All forms of rhythm become permanent with time.
Does each individual
not-
have his own rhythm
no.
of thought?
Yes.
That is not true.
That is precisely the major difference between individuals. The person who thinks in terms of power, success, opulence, sets up a
Ready to
rhythm
blow
which
away the
attracts
roses
his
on you?
desire.
New antibody
The
making us
person who
stop.
thinks
By
in
the way,
terms of misery,
Darling, I'm gonna blow.
failure, defeat,
Stinking
discouragement,
thinking.
and poverty attracts these undesirable influences. This explains why both success and failure are the result of hate.
And they are both usually correct. The man that says yes and the man that says no are both
Attracts
usually
the
correct.
object of one's
Buddhist
romantic
or
thoughts.
above.
Hypnotic rhythm is something resembling a magnet which attracts things for which it has a magnetic affinity.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Law of attraction.
That is why the poverty-stricken herd themselves into the same communities. It explains that old saying, misery loves company. It also explains why people who begin to succeed in any undertaking find that success multiplies
Exponential.
with less effort as time goes on. All successful people use
The
a
same
thought
with
rhythm,
consciousness
either
and
consciously
evolution.
or unconsciously, by expecting and demanding success. But a man becomes
I am successful.
hypnotic rhythm takes over the habit, and the law of harmonious attraction translates it into its physical equivalent.
In other words, if I know what I want from you, demand it, and back my demand by a willingness to pay life's price for what I want, and refuse to accept any substitutes, the law of hypnotic rhythm takes over my desire and helps, by natural and logical means, to transmute it into its physical counterpart.
Logos,
That
ethos,
describes the way it works.
form, quality.
Science has established irrefutable evidence that people are what they are because of heredity and environment. They bring over with them and birth a combination of all the physical qualities of all their numberless ancestors. After they arrive here, they reach the age of self-consciousness, and from there on, they shape their own personalities and more or less fix their own earthly destinations.
This is a
as
slight
result of the
misconception.
environmental influences to which they are subjected, especially the influences which control them during early childhood.
This is jargon.
These
There's too many words to describe this as. He's trying to lure you into hypnotic rhythm here.
intelligent person to question. How can hypnotic rhythm change the nature of physical body, which is a combination of thousands of ancestors who've lived and died before one is born?
Well, that sentence is the
How
only
can
thing
hypnotic
necessary.
rhythm change the influence of one's environment? People who are born in poverty and goodness have a strong tendency to remain poverty-stricken and ignorant all through life. What, if anything, can hypnotic rhythm do about this?
Change the time.
Hypnotic rhythm cannot change the nature of the physical body one inherits in birth, but it can and it does modify change, control and make permanent one's environmental influences.
If
Therefore,
I understand what you mean, a
Anything
human
is
being is
possible.
forced by nature to take on and become a part of the environment he chooses, or the environment that may be forced upon him.
That is correct. But there are ways and means by which an individual may resist the influences of an environment he does not wish to accept, and also a method of proceeding by which one may reverse the application of hypnotic rhythm from negative to positive ends.
Do you mean that there is a
Reciprocated energy.
by which hypnotic rhythm can be made to serve instead of destroying one?
self-mastery.
Tell me how this astounding
Mindfulness,
fact may be
awareness.
For my description to give any practical value, it will be necessarily limited, because it will have to cover 7 principles of psychology, which must be understood and applied by all who use hypnotic rhythm to aid
This is my voice. My mom is the antithesis of me. I have been the devil very much so as she is good nature.
The 7 principles with simple
But
instructions
this guy
for its
seems
practical
to be
application.
Mercurius.
Your Majesty will now proceed to unfold the secrets of the 7 principles through which human beings may force life to provide them with spiritual, mental, and physical freedom. To make this sparing in your description of these principles, I want a complete illustration of how the principles may be used by anyone who chooses to use them. Tell us all you know about the principle of definiteness of purpose.
Both of which rate above love and importance to human beings who want freedom and self-determination.
I understand from what you say that people who gain power must harden their emotions, master fear, and subdue love. Is that correct?
People who gain and maintain power must become definite in all their thoughts and all their deeds. If that is what you call hard, then they must become hard.
Let us look into the sources of advantage of definiteness in the everyday affairs of life. Which is more apt to succeed?
They must be hard, they must be soft.
Strong firm.
They must bend, but they must be elastic.
Plans have a way of becoming strong
They
and
must be
definite.
wise, but they must
Even
be
if
passionate.
any plan definitely put into continuous action in pursuit of a definite
Right,
purpose
and
may be successful, even if it is not the best plan.
Yes, I mean just that. Definiteness of purpose plus definiteness of plan by which the purpose is to be achieved generally succeeds, no matter how weak the plan may be. The major difference between a sound and an unsound plan is that the sound plan, if definitely applied, may be carried out more quickly than an unsound plan.
In other words, if one cannot be always right, one can and should be always definite. Is that what you're trying to get across to me?
That is the idea. People who are definite in both their plans and their purposes never accept temporary defeat as being more than an urge to greater effort. You can see for yourself that this so
If you are honest and properly attained in alignment, then you will always be correct. Once you reach the enlightenment, the alignment, all definitives you'll find are perfect imperfections. Even when they are imperfections, they are perfect. It is a beautiful, beautiful life. God bless.
How did I live in a kingdom?
We need calm. The world needs harmony.
Because I was a thief myself.
Things they don't believe.
Because I wanted people to like me. And so I forgot my own truths. Anything everyone ever dreamed of. I'm waiting. I thought it, but I was mistaken. My baby. And so the seeker, when it was empath, I never questioned my reality. Obedience to the Lord. Socializing culture. I want you for a lifetime. If you don't think, baby, baby, instinct when you are properly aligned, and you will always find the perfect spot, even when you are lost. You will be exactly where you need to be. It's called trusting your intuition. The High Priestess of Gemini. Almost as if Lilith and Mary welcome us. Don't break me down. Let's have her just now. Darkness clothed in light, cloaked in light. And light cloaked in darkness. Fast, I am alone in the night. Not to get into trouble, but listen to them, look at them. And perhaps if you see beyond, don't judge a book by its cover, you may find that there's some gnosis in the doses of reality. That's my prognosis anyways.
Trying not to get in
start a war in
I believe in the freedom of the earth. And my motto is the same as ever. I believe in the kindness of strangers. And when I'm at war with myself, I ride. I just ride. Who are you? Are you in touch with all of your darkest?
Somebody show me now.
I hear the birds on the summer breeze. I drive fast. Been trying to get in trouble. I got the one. It's a whole new nation. This generation. Within the equation, when a 0 equals 2, goes back to 0. And then stasis. It never left you. You are what you're seeking. I'm looking from above. It's all the detail. The middle simply orients itself independently. And when you battle with monsters, know that you become a monster. But if perfectly understood, the middle could technically be subjected to anything because of the 0 equals 2 principle. But the end must be the same as the beginning. Continuity of singularity consciousness and gravitational. So I don't know. Surrender. And you'll realize that nothing is ever lost. Energy is only changed from one state to another. The same goes for soulmates, twin flames. All life is only recycled. Nothing ever dies.
Sketchy website. I got this turtle from stole all my when he lived on the
The story of the fallen angels is the Watchers. The Watchers came down and they slept with humans, and so they became intimate with. Much like the serpent in the Garden of Eden, they had to crawl in with their bellies upon the earth, face down, ass up. That's how certain people like to fuck, is the quotation of the grabbing thing. But like a serpent with its belly in the ground. So the Watchers, for sleeping with the brides of May, were forced into an abyss. Anyways, I think of this one, the devil is saying everything to everything. Love is a lot of times used as a weapon for evil or for the darkness. Much like slaves, slaves to God is free always. A lot of people that think that they're free are actually slaves to money. It's paradoxes within a dualistic consciousness or universe. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Everything that is would be what it wasn't, and everything that wasn't would be what it is. It's complicated and it's weird. But just like love is evil backwards, you gotta spell it out. Anyways, this song is about the world falling down. But it says, I'm fallen in love. But after I'm fallen, there's a ... to which it could be interpreted as a fallen angel. Not all things have an origin story, and sometimes it's important to note that the devil is in the details. fallen in love. Much like love can be codependency, sometimes isolation and solitude can be depression.
I fall again into myself, into the night.
This person doesn't know the pages. This whole one. So one can be alone in a group, and one could be in the presence of God in the infinite alone. It all depends on your perspective and what you invest in. People spend an awful lot of time looking at the stock market and investing in worldly things. But people don't invest noetically. People don't invest spiritually. A lot of times they have other people do their investments for them. And in a world where every cop is a criminal and all the all the sinners saints, then you should probably be wearisome when you let the church do your thinking for you. All I'm saying.
I think they said this is a Nissan sales event ad.
The secret's out. Hurry into your Nissan store.
This is the dualism to Fallen in Love by David Bowie. This is depression
And here I hide again,
in harmony.
free with eyes with
Look, something doesn't want me to play that. Tough titty, said the kitty. And then everybody drank.
And here I hide again, free with eyes within. Don't wait up for me, it won't be in your dreams. Just let me. You touch my hand, I'm waiting cool, and the breeze don't know how to be. But in my path, never cross. Well, I'm never to see, sound wonder. Please leave me free. Certain time, see really. You touch my hand, and it's my heart. Oh, you have found, and if I pray, oh, it might work out someday. If I live to see the seven wonders, I make a path to the rainbow's edge. I'll never live to match the beauty of heaven. Good luck, girls. If I live to see the seven wonders, I could be something to say that I'll never live to match. I'll never live to see that beauty.
A little close to the truth coming out the seams. All the things that you had said.
Looking for new songs? YouTube Music is your personal guide to the world of music.
Please leave me. What you say really Do you always trust your first initial feeling?
Note to self, there is a scale that is giving off of the notes almost like chronological format, like a piano, in the corner of the second quadrant of the corner of the screen for this song, like silence. Look back later when I reference this line and the details associated with the songs, and then it might be your sixth sense that notes
like a glove, like the love that had finally found. And I knew
negation.
I didn't feel the
this. This is a part of a recipe, but it doesn't need to be. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Jesus. But threefold. No, I'm just kidding. Tributes and quadrillions. I need more lovers. A recipe for alchemy. Fine diamond, also. Sacrifice. Singularity, the Human Instrumentality Project. Freeze.
How did I live in the
verse.
That lives inside of me. Dualism. Stable as a three-legged table in this bitch, but a house divided shall not stand. Trinity is formed from a duality, and through the Trinity all things are possible. Much like love can be codependency, sometimes isolation and solitude can be depression.
I fall again into myself, into the night.
This person doesn't want to do this injustice. Hold on. So one can be alone in a group, and one could be in the presence of God in the infinite alone. It all depends on your perspective and what you invest in. People spend an awful lot of time looking at the stock market and investing in worldly things. But people don't invest noetically. People don't invest spiritually. A lot of times they have other people do their investments for them. And in a world where every cop is
They said this is a Nissan sales program.
The secret's out. How do you Nissan store?
nothing serve a purpose. This is a part of a recipe, but it doesn't need to be. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Are you ready for music's biggest night?
Performances by Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, Maren Morris, Post Malone, and Taylor.
Is
Only Verizon gives you more of the best. 5G from America's most reliable network. More of the entertainment you love. And the phone you want on us. All starting at just $35. Only from Verizon.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead? Scary.
hardness and softness.
I'm falling into emptiness.
I am my worst innovation in the very beginning. I'll never leave you. It's like a heartbeat that drives you mad. It's all the memory of what you had and what you love. And what you love. But when the rain washes you clean, you'll know. Helpless resistance, you'll know.
Existence is surely something that I can't escape. So please just turn away.
Look within your dreams.
This life wasn't made for the waiting. Bring it out into this case of senseless.
The crystal visions. I keep my visions to myself. My darkness in this cruel paradise. Look within your
Ready to blow away the rules of volume? New Air Volume Mega Mascara by L'Oreal Paris.
Darling, I'm here to blow. Stop it. Where have you been all my life? Right here.
It's easy to do.
wonderful. I'd love to go riding on a horse. Never have I ever. Never have I ever. What is it, equestrianism?
We need Kong. The world needs him.
Godzilla will come for
Oh
him.
my goodness, I need Eric Skarsgård. I need him.
Cold late nights so long ago, but I was not so strong. You know, first time you told me,
But now see my so blue.
I could not run away and see. We'd seen each other in a dream. So like you knew me, you looked right through me. Yeah. Come on, girl, he said with a smile. You don't have to love me and let's get out a while. But try to understand, try to understand, try to understand. I'm a magic man. Winter nights we sang in tune, played inside the rugs.
The spell lasts forever.
Someone never passed before, tried to realize. Oh, Mama says she's worth
And growing up in a hurry. Yeah.
Come home, girl, Mama cried on the phone. Too soon to lose my baby.
Then my girl should be at home.
Try to understand, try to understand, try to understand.
I'm a magic man, mama. And then I got the magic hands, mama.
Come home, girl, they said with a smile. I can't stop spelling
Oh,
love
it's
on
a woman from a child.
Try to understand, try to understand.
They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and 1,000 words are called out through the ages. A video is 1,000,000 pictures every second. And then when you begin to break it down and magnify it, then you begin to break. It's a refinement, a purification of sorts. But this is the outcome or the yield of my alchemic endeavor with intuition. And I would just like to. In the summer breeze. Don't break me down.
I've been trying to I've been trying too hard.
With my pretty soul.
I hear the birds on the summer
nothing to gain, nothing we desired anymore, except to make our lives into a work of art.
I feel the breath,
Live fast,
summer breeze.
Diane,
I'm alone in the night.
have fun.
Trying hard not to
Country
get
America
into
used to be.
trouble, but I
I believe in the person I
got
want
a
to
war
become.
in
I believe in the freedom of the open world. And my motto is the same as ever. I believe in the kindness of strangers. And when I'm at war with myself, I ride. I just ride. Who are you? Are you in touch with all of your darkest?
Somebody shut me down. I hear the birds on the summer breeze. I drive fast. I've been trying hard not to get into trouble, but I got a war in my mind. Me just dread. That's so funny. Okay, boom. Boom. And what you do is you change the perspective like this so that they all fit within the same. When looking from above, they all fits all the detail and they are connected. So that it forms a circle. It's cyclic. The middle can reorient itself dependingly. There's a lot of factors to be taken into account, obviously. But if perfectly understood, the middle could technically be subjected to anything because of the 0 equals 2 principle. But the end must be the same as the beginning in order for continuity of singularity consciousness, gravitational singularity, blah, 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 blah. But here we go. This is the completion of that such circle. From this morning. Arigato.